Big good morning to all of y'all, and thank you for joining us here. So, Global Business Gypsy. I'll share my story with a little story of mine, which belongs to my life actually, and how I started out on my journey. So, why was this term given to me? My life is a classic example of doing everything by the book, being the perfect student, working for 6 years in a corporate job, blah blah blah, and running away and joining a circus. The running away was not from fear, but the running away was to explore what is out there. The term, however, was given to me by my friends at NASDAQ, and after they heard my story and how we started exploring a global vision together. What happened? My life, I'm a black sheep for a Marwari community. Anybody who's a little bit well aware of Marwaris, they get married young, they are well off, very business minded. I think I just kept the business minded part to myself. The rest of it, my parents are still trying to figure out what's going on with me. So, my life, I did a typical MBA, got into a corporate job, started working for corporate strategies for retail companies for 8 years. Most of them were, I started working with Future Group, with Piramal's and Aditya Birla. So it was an exciting journey, but a typical boring one. So what do you do with your life? Like most of y'all in the room who want to become budding entrepreneurs, I too wanted to scratch that little itch in my head and think, where can we go? So 6 years back, I started a company called Idea Shop. So why ideas? Because we needed a shop for ideas, because ideas aren't worth anything until they aren't executed well. So for 3 years, I did various things with Idea Shop. This is the part where, like a lot of you in the room, I didn't know where do I want to go in life, but I knew that I wanted to create something in life. Like one of the ladies out here on the dais also said that, everybody wants to go, everybody has an idea, but what do you do with it? I started the first high-end experiential flea market in India and in Bombay by the name of Princess Beach Fair. My idea of starting that was to create a B segment market for a floating retail market for new designers and a new dimension for retail. The concept caught on very well, but I was too young in age, time, and experience to understand how to capitalize on the first mover advantage. But anyways, then moving forward, I started a denim brand. Then I started a manufacturing company. Basically, all I was doing was paying the bills and working up a typical company. But then something happened. I went to Croatia to attend a wedding of my British brother. I met the CEO of a tech circus company. That's the CEO. Her name is Nancy Bennett. She is a digital queen of sorts for VR around the world. And I bagged an internship for only 1 month. That's how I landed up in a circus. Now, this is not a typical circus where I was doing trapeze stunts, but it was a tech circus where we were making video games that were primarily built around science, technical, engineering, art, math. So we started a tech circus, and the company belonged to Brent Bushnell. This was a circus. The company belonged to Brent Bushnell. His father, Nolan Bushnell, he's the founder of Atari, Pong, Chuck E. Cheese, and the VR company called Brain Rush. He's the only man on earth who's given Steve Jobs and Bill Gates a job. Now, until I landed up there, I had no idea who will I be working for. So this was my first life-changing experience. One, learn how to say yes and learn how to explore opportunities. It's your biggest key and your biggest asset that you'll ever have. So from there, my life started, I think. I lived in a brewery, which was the world's biggest artist loft in the world. So I met a lot of creative people. This was one of the lofts where we were living in, so I had a creativity burst. We eventually helped curate a tech carnival for 20,000 people in LA. So you need to understand that in India, we have a large population. But in LA, when you start up when you get 20,000 people, it literally means the whole of Bombay coming to your event. So we helped them start up a steam carnival. And as to my story, my internship was supposed to be only for a month. So when Nancy told me, Rakhee, will you come to and join us for an internship? I said yes. She told me we don't pay. I said okay, I will take the risk and go there and fund myself. And I told her one thing, you will get used to me. So the last week before my internship was supposed to get over, they gave me one job, sell the food truck department. So this is where being an Indian truly and truly helped me. Because one thing that we learn in India is how to talk and interact really well. So what I did was, I Googled the Food Truck Association, found the president, called him up, had a 5-minute talk with him. He fell in love with me. He's like, fine, I'll send you all the people whom you want. By the end of the day, I sold 20 food trucks and the money was in the bank. So the company didn't know what to do with me. They're like, yeah, we're keeping you till the carnival. So my 1-month internship got extended to 6 months. So thereon, my journey became even more memorable. After the carnival was put up, I taught them that saris are really sexy. I went to Burning Man from there with the founder of Burning Man, gave a TED talk on mesh networks to increase human interaction, met Bill Gates, and the list is long. One of the people in this picture is Dan, the Google employee who passed away in the earthquake that had happened in Nepal. Now, Dan was only 32, but very impactful. He was creating Google Earth maps for the Google Earth company, and he was there. He was the first expedition that would go there. But unfortunately, we lost Dan. And post the expedition, he was supposed to come to India, but life has its own way. However, like I think Cecilia mentioned that you can sit on ideas and you can sit on connections and you can decide to do nothing with them. But that's when that's when you're wasting your life, your time and your asset. So I was sitting on a Pandora's box of lots of things and doing nothing, and then decided to create my own platform and re-envision the vision of my company. So you've got to change the way you look at things. My most impactful thought process always in life is begin again. You're only as strong as your next move. So if you believe in your idea, no matter how many people tell you no, go for it. Jack Ma is a classic example. He is the regioning powerhouse of China today, and he was rejected at every place and every door that he went to, including McDonald's. So yeah, the vision of Idea Shop. So now I realize that I'm sitting on a very unique situation where I can collaborate two countries. So and my company needs to reflect a lot of my character. Hence, a unique community, tribe, religion, of wherever we go on the globe. A unique dimension of collaboration emerged out of my travels. Thinkers, innovators with a free, fair chance, value for value, and an ecosystem with contentment and pride. This is what I wanted to build. But however, ambitions can be ambitions. A very intelligent man said that there is no romanticism or there is no beauty in being poor. His name is Shah Rukh Khan. So you need to make sure that you're able to fund your basic bills, because this is one advice I would like to give everyone out here. Because if you want to move to the next step, you need to make sure that you're strong enough to do that. So be smart. And so I started figuring out that my goal needs to be to make an income while making an impact. My goal is not to be a platform, it is to be a cross of all of them, so that I can touch and help leverage my experience, my connections to everyone, not just in this room, probably in this country one day. The scope of Idea Shop. So primarily, these were the basic dimension of business that I was touching on: events, education, hospitality, fashion. I started relooking at what I had and relooking at what I could make. So I started creating IPRs. So the first IPR was Princess Beach Fair, which I had already created. Princess Beach Fair was the original first experiential beach fair. It was a unique concept, created a new trend for a B segment market. Today you see many of them like Little Fleas and so on. In fact, all of them had come to me for help, for some kind of help. How do we collaborate and move forward and so on. And you can come to the next one. It's going to happen actually on 26th of March. We have about 60 designers with all sorts of quirky things by the beach. So this was one of the terms given to us by the news. Wonderize. This has been a very latest passion project, and we have launched this in India very successfully. These are curated morning parties for wellness enthusiasts. And Wonderize is a wellness concept. What we started doing was that, especially looking at Mr. Modi, looking at all the change, and looking at the change in the youth itself, something more needed to be done. Like in a city like Bombay, in terms of outdoor activities, we just had very little to do. So this was an experience party for us. When the first time when we started this out, people were like, in Bombay, this is nightlife city. Who will wake up in the morning? I'm like, a lot of them. So we managed at least bringing 100, 150 people. We started out with just a wellness concept with just 100 people, and it moved on to becoming a party which became a platform for fitness enthusiasts, built a community, and local artists, and so on. So this is the format of Wonderize. It happens every Sunday. We are having one tomorrow morning, so all of y'all are invited. For the guest list, please, y'all can contact me or Ash, who's here. And so a launch platform was built for different health products. So the vision can be something, and where you can take it will keep changing as per your journey. So after starting out with just a wellness party, we realized the potential we had. Like we didn't know of it, but you get a gratification. There's nothing like an instant gratification. You get gratification with time. So the gratification came across with the artist giving a buy-in. It became a launch platform for new artists, because artists started coming us. Please, can you give us an opportunity to perform here? It'll help me talk about my talent. So, which was great for us, and of course, moving forward. So in the past 6 months, we've worked with a lot of brands, and these are real pictures from the events. These are, that's the schedule, basically, how we go about it. And we managed bringing so many brands and counting for this one concept alone. Aqua Diva, this is another concept for women entrepreneurs to collaborate, network, and let their hair down on a sundown avenue. Now the international tie-ups. So the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center was my first tie-up. This is where we partnered with NASDAQ, and we were the first Indians to create a founder series with them, running events, and promoted and created a platform for Indian entrepreneurs to be taken to the Silicon Valley. Now we are in partnership with them and going to be executing in the next 12 months a leadership series for them and a global entrepreneurs program for them. So NASDAQ itself is very, very excited for the Indian partnership, because as we all know, our population is our biggest strength. By 2020, we will be the highest DINK income population, the double income no kid zone, and the highest earning population, and the highest educated population. So yes, we are a big strength. NASCOM, who's also a partner here. We partnered with NASCOM to be a part of the InnoTrek program in the Valley. We took 60 startups over there. Again, a very common question I was asked: why is the women entrepreneurial representation so low? Out of 60, we had just 2 women entrepreneurs, me and another woman. So, which I was like, yeah, by next time we should hopefully be bringing in more. So, all the ladies out here, please wake up. Anything, please come up to any of us on the platform today or later, and we would love to help you to take you anywhere. So working with NASCOM, we are working with NASCOM on a roadshow, and basically working in a collaborative space, and again trying to help each other grow and create an impact. This was the cook-off that we created because Indian men can't cook, so for them to cook a little bit. 2-Bit Circus, this is again the company that I had interned with. The uniqueness of this company was that they are working on video games that work around science, technical, engineering, art, math, and set up micro carnivals. So we are working on bringing the micro carnival platform to India, and again introduce the same in schools and other platforms wherever we can. This is R2D2 from Star Trek. That was pretty interesting. So yeah, the other concepts launched by us are cross-border labs, wherein we take ownership for technology such as Rent the Runway, and if, for example, if we have Facebook in US and you want to bring it to India, in exclusivity we can bring it with cross-border labs. Similarly, we will be doing the same thing for India. Because one thing that I constantly pitch in the US is that India has been a land of innovation, Ayurveda, and so much more. So we have a lot of hidden gems in our belt and would like to take it forward. Fempire, this is a platform for bringing powerful, impactful women together and creating an impact out of that seminar. And the other initiative that we took was we took Summit Series to China, we took TechCrunch to China. Our latest acquisition has been Entrepreneur Times. Entrepreneur Times, which is an entrepreneurial magazine by the government, and we will be the first magazine to showcase entrepreneurs from the Valley and India simultaneously. So, and we will also create a link between the both, between the two entrepreneurs, so that it becomes a unique dimension of its own. So my advice to all of you all is, when in doubt, buy the ticket, take the ride. We are all here for a great ride between birth and death. You're mostly here for social time pass. So how you decide to take charge of your life and what you decide to make of it is definitely in your hands, and you are the youth, so definitely that's what's, a lot is in your hands. Time, the biggest factor. So make the most out of it, and anything you all would like to know, I would be very happy to questions.
What was the initial learning from networking? Means there are so many students here, startups here. What advice do you want to give them in networking? How did you manage? Means in Mumbai, people don't know the word networking only. Students just go on Facebook. If they give a visiting card, they don't know how to network, and what is the next step? What do you suggest them?
The biggest thing is that 90% people in the world don't know how to network. And networking is not something that you need to, that you can go to a school and learn. So whenever I met anybody in life, whether it was Bill Gates, Tony Hsieh, or anybody, I never entered a room with the intention of meeting anybody with the intention that what can I get out of them. I always carried on my sleeve what I had within me. So I think that's your biggest asset. So whenever you meet, of course you need to grab your opportunity. If you're sleeping at that time, you've lost it. There's a saying, there's a very old saying, jo jagat hai wo pavat hai, jo sobat hai wo rovat hai, which means basically people who sleep lose everything. So if you have met someone, if you've had the good opportunity to be in a room with someone impactful, or anybody for that matter, impact can be created by the smallest person to the biggest person. So so if you feel you've met someone where you can make an impact, definitely meet them, grab the moment, and you need to have a very strong set of follow-up skills. But follow-up does not mean hounding the other person. It means very polite perusal, and I think in most cases people respond. People respond very well.
Salute to the women power. Let's have a vision together and create a movement towards creating more women entrepreneurs. And also we are running a girlpreneurship program to promote girls to become an entrepreneur at an early stage when they are in colleges. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.